Hello. Today I wanted to talk about David Bloom's book, Alcohol Can Be a Gas. It's really the reference book on ethanol as a fuel. It's the book that I first got way back in when it was first published in 2007, I believe, or must have been right after that. And he's done several more printings, and it's really big. I don't know if you can tell how big it is. This is a picnic table I'm sitting at. I'll put my glasses here as my hand. Anyway, you get the idea. It's huge. And it's so fully illustrated. It's amazing. Just kind of give you a glimpse of all the different illustrations in here. It's really very thorough, very detailed. And very scientific and everything. I mean, it's just got all the data. It's a reference book. So I was thinking about leaving it here, but most of the farmers here in South Africa are actually they're actually Afrikaans. They're of Dutch descent, and they speak the Afrikaans language, which is a mixture of mostly Dutch with some, some local African languages, I guess, and maybe a few English words here and there. We've also borrowed some English. Some of our words in English are borrowed from the Dutch language. So there's barely any, there's barely any ability for one person that only speaks one of the languages to understand the other language. My hosts that I'm staying with here in this beautiful place, they have relatives that are farmers up in the Northern Cape, which is like a province or a state of South Africa. And they grow these amazing, really wonderful raisins. There's also the dark kind, but this is the lighter kind. And they were recently up there and got a bunch. And they export them to lots of other countries, especially Europe. So it's a big production. The reason I'm talking about this is because when I was out in California, Watsonville, California, visiting David Bloom's farm just over a month ago, he brought out a jar of dates and a jar of raisins and talked about how sweet fruit like this, if there's any excess, that they would have to lower the price drastically in order to sell it, or if it goes bad and can't be sold at all anyway in some way, then it can be used to be fermented and distilled as ethanol. So my plan is to write a more simplified version of this book, and combined with other books that I've come across that are much smaller. And I haven't come across any books that are just a quick introduction and a practical guide to help people get started in converting their car to ethanol and growing the kind of feedstocks or sourcing different food wastes that can be used as to convert to ethanol and so forth. A real practical workbook or guidebook. And so I plan to do that and then get it translated to Afrikaans so that the farmers here in South Africa can can start producing ethanol and with their food wastes. And so yeah, I plan to do that, and I'll keep you posted on how that goes. Okay, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll try to read every comment and reply for as long as I can until I start getting so many comments that it's too much to handle. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.